Hello, my name is Emma and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Newton Abbey, Belfast, Northern Ireland. Thank you so much for joining me today on Emma's Crafty Space. So today in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make these simple Z-fold cards. I'm still working with the Wonder of the Season bundle, but the stamp set and die set that I am going to be working with for this tutorial is the Cherish the Season part of the bundle, and obviously then the dies and the DSP papers as well. So we'll make a little start and I will give you everything, all your paper sizes that you need to cut and score first. So your base is going to be 4 1/8 of an inch by 11 inches, and then on the 11 inches side you are going to score at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. Then your DSP that sits snug onto that is going to be 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. Then the panel that goes on the top to make your Z, your second Z, sorry, is going to be 3 1/8 by 10 inches. And then you're going to score it at 4 1/2 and 7 1/4. Okay, and I've done that in garden green, and this base is cherry cobbler. And then your DSP panel for that front is 2 7/8 by 4 1/4. Then you're going to need 2 whisper white panels. You can use normal whisper white or thick whisper white. I'm just lifted thick because these were scraps that I'm using up. So they are 2 7/8 by 2 1/2, and you need 2 of those, so they're going to go there. And then I have also cut a little label from the Tasteful Label die set, and that's going to be my greeting for the front. And then I've also done 2 of the bells, so it would be the medium size, and then the size down below it from it small in the gold glimmer paper. Okay, the only thing is with using gold glimmer, you do lose a bit of the detail. If you look on the reverse, you can see these lovely little spruce leaves, but then whenever you turn it over, but the glimmer paper does give you that nice shimmery sparkly look for your bells. So we'll make a little start and we will start putting this together. So you are going to lay that down and you're going to fold it over on itself like that, and then back again. And then if you get your bone folder and crease your lines. Okay, you can go ahead and stick your DSP onto this. So I'm just going to use the spreader end of my Tombow. Okay. Stick that down, and obviously with it being wet glue, you've got that little bit of time just to get it to the right position. Okay. Now if you look at these 2 cards of my samples, you can see one I have kept the back piece of card completely plain, but then actually this one I stamped the bells on it, and I think the bells do just look that little bit better. So I'm going to use the bigger image of the bells and stamp that on again, and I'm going to just do cherry cobbler on cherry cobbler. So try and do random. It doesn't have to be all completely uniform, because it really is just to get the background covered and just to make it a bit more interesting. Okay, just keep. Remember, some of these parts are going to be covered with your DSP as well as the Z, so it doesn't really have to be too perfect. So I'm happy with that. And then just set that to the side while that ink dries and the glue. And then with this one, you are going to, so this is your larger panel, so this is going to be this panel on the front. So you are going to fold that away from you and then fold it towards you. And again, just get your bone folder just to crease it up nice and well. Okay, so again, get your DSP. So I am doing garden green on garden green. And we will stick this down. If your paper's directional, just make sure you have it going the right way. This one isn't too bad, so I don't need to worry too much about it. Just move it into position. Okay, and we'll stick our white pieces of whisper white down now while we've got this sitting flat. and then I'm going to stamp a greeting onto one of these. Now I would recommend that you do this now before you stick it to here, because if you make a mess it's going to be hard to get that back up, whereas if you make a mess you can just turn it over, stamp and go again. Okay, so I'm just going to set this on my grid paper and line it up so that I can use my grid paper to get a straight image. Okay, and I'm stamping that in Early Expresso. Okay, and now that needs to get stuck down to this last panel. So again, that spreader end on your Tombow is fantastic for doing larger areas, because it just gives you that even spread of glue. It means that there's no big clumps of it anywhere. Okay, again, just move that into position. Okay, and you are ready now to start constructing your card. So I'm just going to set this down here and have a look. So if you look, this is the way it's going to go. So it needs glued in like that. So I, whenever I've been making Z folds, I always glue this section in first. I don't know why I do it that way. I don't think it really matters what side you do first, but I always do that one first for some reason. Okay, so I let this kind of fall out so that you can get that in there like that. Bring it in and then line it up top to bottom and left to right. So top to bottom, left needs to come down a little bit, so it's not quite touching the base yet. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now I can start pressing this down, making sure that it is completely straight. Okay, fold that down, and now I'm just going to do 2 little strands of glue here so that it catches the front there. Now you could use tape for this, it's up to you. I'm just using glue because I find it easier to work with. Okay, and I just let that rest down there and bond with the base. Okay, so I'm just giving this a gentle press. Okay, and you will see that is your Z fold. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my greeting on my little tag. So again, I'm going to just set this down onto the grid paper and line it up. I'm going with this sentiment: may you cherish the wonder of this season now and throughout the year. And again, I'm stamping in Early Expresso. Okay, so use your grid paper again just to get that even and straight. Okay, so I'm going to glue the label flat because I want the bells to be sitting up. Okay, so set that down just off center, so just do it to the right hand side, but again, if you want it to go into the center or over to the left hand side, it's entirely up to you, it's your project. Okay, and then I'm just going to poke out all my little pieces. Now keep your holly and your little berries, because we're going to use those for the inside of the card, so just make sure you don't misplace those. The glimmer paper is that wee bit harder to kind of work with whenever you're die cutting, because it has that coating on the back, but you can just be patient with it and you will get it. So I'm just going to lift dimensionals now, and I'm going to raise the bells up. One there and a mini one up here. And I'm going to set that there. Okay. And then I'm going to put a dimensional here because I don't want the holly to be obscured by this second bell. But I'm going to have to double up a dimensional for this one. So that's going like that. I need a dimensional here to support it off the card. So you need to double layer those just so that it will sit up. And there you go. Okay, now I am now going to take some cherry cobbler twine, and now this is an old one. I don't think it is still available. And I'm going to thread that through my 2 bell loops and try and tie a bow, which is very hard when you're on camera. So just pull that through. Now if you have a fuller cherry cobbler ribbon, that might work as well. I just wanted to keep going with the red, green and gold theme. Gold on gold I don't think would work too well. So that's why I think you need a definite colour. Just make your tails a bit smaller. Tighten that up. And then cut your little tail off. That is that. To finish off in the inside then, I have not then glued in my little holly berries that were came out of the bell here. So it really does just add that little bit of sparkle to the inside of your card. And that is your card complete. So as you can see, very quick and very simple. Once you get everything cut, it really is just a matter of piecing it all together. The gold foil card is really nice on these. I just ran out, so that's why I had to substitute with the gold glimmer, but I really have to say I love that sparkle that you get off that gold glimmer paper. So that is you finished for today. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Just remember that I leave a list of all the products that I use in the description of the video, and there's also a link to my online store which is open 24/7 if you need any of the supplies. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Bye bye.